The Suicide Squad was a catalyst in the creation of James Gunn's new DCU. It follows Gunn's typical absurdity and heart that runs throughout all of his films, making this movie feel familiar to Guardians, even having its own ensemble of obscure idiots.
Bird.
Although this is much more darker than the average Marvel movie, not being afraid to kill its characters in incredibly gruesome ways. Similar to Guardians, Gunn nails it, again proving that C-list, even D-list characters can offer so much more to the big screen. This film served as a soft reboot and a standalone sequel, although I think now it's connected to Gunn's DCU, or the same events are, according to Creature Commandos anyway. It goes to show that DC back in 2021 were keen on trying different tones and were willing to experiment. It's good to see that DC is in James Gunn's hands now, and I have high hopes for its future. Back in 2018, James Gunn was temporarily fired from Marvel, pausing production on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This was because of some tweets a long time ago at that point, which is bizarre, but that allowed DC to swoop in and offer him complete creative freedom with any property he wanted. Gunn chose the Suicide Squad, seeing an opportunity to bring his unique direction to this team of misfits. The opening sequence introduces what appears to be the main team, only to kill most of them off in hilarious fashion. This immediately sets the tone for the film, even making the audience realize that no character is safe. Okay, so the film's villain is supposedly this huge alien starfish. I say supposedly because, I sympathize with it. We learn that it was captured, tortured, and experimented on for years. No wonder it hates humans. This giant starfish sounds silly on paper, but when you see it on screen, it really makes the third act feel massive. The real villain here though is Amanda Waller, with Viola Davis continuing her portrayal of the character from Suicide Squad 2016. She's a really cold character, clearly having no care for any of these protagonists, or well, anything really, and that's what makes her scary. The second and main Suicide Squad we get here are a group of questionably heroic individuals.
I cherish peace with all my heart. I don't care how many men, women, and children I need to kill to get it.
It's funny because it seems like Gunn had a list of unknown characters from a DC archive and picked a handful of the most outlandish and unique of them all and just threw them in the movie. Bloodsport, portrayed by Idris Elba, and Rick Flag Jr., played by Joel Kinnaman, acted as an anchor to the team, being the most reliable and heroic. Rick Flag Jr.'s death was a shocking moment for me. Well, I knew someone had to die, but it being at the hands of Peacemaker was both infuriating and impactful. Talking about Peacemaker, John Cena brilliantly portrays this character as a ridiculous and terrifying guy. He's willing to do absolutely anything for peace, including betraying and killing his own teammates.
Sorry, kid.
Weasel and King Shark are hilarious additions to the movie. Weasel is my new favorite. Look at him. He's such a compassionate and heroic thing. I was so grateful that they decided to keep him alive. King Shark, voiced by Sylvester Stallone, is incredible. I think his stupid comments and actions throughout the movie demonstrates just how expendable this group is.
And
Margot Robbie returns as Harley Quinn. Still just as mischievous and dangerous, Gunn uses her character effectively with solo missions and awesome visuals that match her madness. Ratcatcher 2, Daniela Melchior, and Polka-Dot Man, David Dastmalchian, are interesting additions to the squad. Ratcatcher 2's powers look fun to have, but they do seem underwhelming at the beginning. Her backstory is upsetting, but she comes into her own by the end of the movie. Polka-Dot Man is a visually amazing character, when he eventually uses his powers that is. Although a very depressed character at the beginning, he grows his confidence by the end, but after all of that development, he's killed in a hilariously sudden way. Polka-Dot Man isn't the only impressive visual in the film. Gunn fully embraces the comic book style, and you can clearly see this in the epic action sequences. For instance, the destruction of the Jotunheim lab, and to be honest, the entire final act with Starro. The costume design is spectacular in some areas and lacking in others. Some awesome outfits consist of King Shark's shorts, Peacemaker has his now iconic chrome helmet, and the others, except for maybe Polka-Dot Man, are feeling quite dull. Harley Quinn is keeping her old look with a few changes and outfit choices that match her comic book costumes. The creature designs, however, are incredible, with Weasel, King Shark, and Starro. The visual effects team did an amazing job at keeping the absurdity from the comics, but grounding it in reality. Let's look at some Easter eggs and DCEU connections in the Suicide Squad. Numerous DC Comics references appear throughout the film. The Doctor who inserts the bomb into Savant's head is played by writer John Ostrander, who created the Suicide Squad comic books and notably the character of Amanda Waller. Pom Klementieff, who plays Mantis in Guardians, has a quick cameo in the film. References to other DC characters appear throughout, including a mention of Batman by Bloodsport, who also claims to have put Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
He's in prison for putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet.
The film includes a brief cameo of some more obscure characters in the Belle Reve prison, including Calendar Man, Kaleidoscope, and Double Down. The Suicide Squad represents a bold new beginning in DC, embracing the weird and wonderful parts of its source material, while also having some genuine emotional moments. By allowing James Gunn complete creative freedom, Warner Bros. Produced one of the most entertaining and unique DC films to date. The film's willingness to take risks, from its high body count to its bizarre villain choice, pays off spectacularly.